What's up, my pretties? It's the Queen of Lions here, and welcome to episode 121 of Shadows and Pretties. So, today in this episode, as you could tell, Halloween is not far from us. So, last episode, I reviewed a zombie movie known as Night of the Living Dead, the original, the remake, and the bit of the 3D version, or the second remake of it, that came out in 2006. Today, I am going to review for Shadows and Pretties. I'm going to review a Halloween special. Now, this Halloween special today, you probably remember I talked about a Christmas special based on this show last year. So I thought I go ahead and talk about the Halloween special of it based on the show that I did. The Shadows and Pretties episode for the Christmas special. And today I am going to be talking about Fat Albert Halloween Special. Now, this is a Halloween special that aired as part of Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids show that originally aired sometime in the 70s on CBS on October 14th, 1977. So, this is Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. So, I'm going to basically explain the show. Well, it's basically, Fat Albert and the gang, they go on silly adventures and that, which most of you guys, have already, probably already remembered. So today I'm going to be talking about the Halloween special. So the plot begins with Fat Albert and his friends at the Junkyard Gang heading over to a stall called Root in Rummage site to get costumes. Because it's Halloween time in the city, when the gang get inside and Rudy asks for their service, they find a shopkeeper, Mr. Root, is helping with another customer, a woman named Miss Bakewell. It turns out that Miss Bakewell has a scary reputation as she is known to never talk to anyone and lives in a creepy old house by a cemetery. However, Fat Albert is not afraid of her, nor does he think that she's spooky or weird, as the others say. So Ben causes a little bit of mishap and Mr. Root ushers them out, causing one of the gang to tell Fat Albert and that the older ones, are mean. Later on, the gang then meet up with the costumes that they made themselves, as Russell is dressed as a giant, Rudy is dressed as a clown, Weird Harold is dressed up as a matador, Dumb Donald is dressed up as a ghost, Mushmouth is dressed up as a robot, Bucky is dressed as a cowboy, Bill is dressed as a Native American, and Fat Albert is dressed as a superhero. Rooney then tells the gang that they have to meet the Devery at the cemetery, but when they get there, most of the gang is creeped out except for Rudy. Rudy points out a structure and walks towards it, very slowly when a witch pops out, giving them a fright. But one biff off by Fat Albert sends Rudy into the witch to reveal that it was none other than a Devery in a witch costume. So Rudy and his friends laugh, but Fat Albert tells him that it's not cool to go around shocking people, or scaring people for that matter. But the rest of the gang denies it that they were scared, except for Donald. But Devery knows that he had all of them quaking and shaking. But Rudy says that they went through it was nothing compared to what they had planned for Miss Bakewell. So at first, Miss Devery tells them something that they have all set up, and they scare a man by the old searchlight, Johnson, and then they scare Mudfoot Brown, and the climax will be scaring Miss Bakewell. So Albert tries to intervene the whole plan, but no one listens to him, and they leave the cemetery. They headed for the theater to catch a horror movie, but they get blocked by Devery's little sister Melva. They just ignore her, and she tells them to go back home, and they head inside the theater. However, Searchlight Johnson then throws them out after causing a bunch of noise, but they soon learn that Devery was responsible for them getting them kicked out. So the next target is Mudfoot Brown, although Albert protests that he shouldn't do anything to them to deserve what Devery and the others have planned. So Rudy and Devery then take by the lead, but they soon retreat in fear when they see a headless horseman or ghost inside Mudfoot's house. However, just old Mudfoot himself getting into his nightshirt, the rest of the gang then looked up for a treat. But Mudfoot then takes the treats, and they got up to that point, and the Junkyard Gang doesn't even mind a bit. However, Devery then calls them dumb for thinking Mudfoot was a nice guy, but Albert notices that it was getting late and they should all be heading home. But Devery and who is his sisters, and they had held up with his left hand and tells them to go back home since he was grounded. He tells the gang about the climax of the events at night. Throughout, the gang is too scared to head back to the cemetery. Devery then makes a deal with his sister. He'll go home if she goes trick-or-treating at Miss Blake Bakewell's house. She heads for the cemetery and Russell follows behind. To the shock and surprise of the gang follows them still in shock, but once they get inside, nearly 15 minutes, enough, for though Harold says it's been 1100 million years later, and the two kids still haven't come out. Both Devery and Bill then get worried about their siblings, so Rudy ends up trying to sneak away, claiming he's going to get the SWAT team, but Albert has an idea. They all head towards the house, and organ music is suddenly heard, scaring them good. Soon at the inside of this house, Albert explains the plan, that he and Harold to give Devery a boost up the window. Then he goes in and then gets the kids and gets out. But Devery then tries to get out of it, causing Bucky to volunteer. However, Bucky gets too much of a boost and ends up hanging on to the gutters. Now, eventually Albert catches Bucky, but after they lets go of the gutters, short of Devery and Bill, tell Albert that he has to save their siblings, so Albert decides to head up to the front door to ring the doorbell. However, the rest of the gang thinks that the siblings will be hidden away by the time he rings the doorbell, so they all rush Albert up to the door and crash inside the house. They soon start shaking in fear as they spot Miss Bakewell sitting at an organ. But of course, to their surprise, they see Russell and Melba sitting by the fireplace with soda bottles in their hands. It turns out that Miss Bakewell and the others were waiting for them. So she grabs a plate with treats and soda, and Melva explains that Miss Bakewell was telling them how nice it is to have visitors with Miss Bakewell, saying that she has not had much company since her husband passed on. Outside, Devery, who didn't rush to the door with the others, gets worried even more about what's keeping them. Soon the door opens and Devery then starts shaking, but as soon as the gang comes out, and Albert tells Miss Bakewell that she was so nice, and they head back to a coming Saturday to clean their yard, with Donald adding what they will do it for free. Later, the gang then admits that the older folks are great when you give them a chance, and Devery is told that they had a great time with Miss Bakewell, much to his surprise. So, with that said, Bale and Russell head home, with the others following suit. So then the Devery then complains that he never gets what's coming to him, and Melva says that he's going to get this right then and there. Because of their father arrived, he is not happy with their son. The Junkyard Gang take notice, and they all say together, "No class," and celebrate their great Halloween night out as Devery gets dragged home, and then that's how the special ends. Now, in my opinion, I kind of watched this special, I think a few years back, but I wasn't really that interested in Fat Albert at the time, except for the Christmas special. But now rewatching this for the first time, I honestly really find this special to be one of the great Halloween specials. I mean, a lot of other TV shows have Halloween specials and they have done them before. But Fat Albert did a very great and amazing job with that. I liked how Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, do some crazy things and they get in all sorts of trouble. And they get really silly, especially with the way Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids do in Halloween. When I first saw this, I honestly really do like how, animation's really good, the plot of it is really well done, and I simply do love how how the special was really, really amazing. The characters were great, the voice acting was awesome. I love the costumes, especially Rudy's, him being a clown. I guess that suits Rudy because Rudy's basically the clown of the gang. It's really well made in detail and is a pretty good special. I have to say, this is actually one of the very good Fat Albert specials they did. Now, I know the Christmas one, they did a good job as well. And they also did an Easter one, which I'm going to have to look into because I don't think I ever saw the Easter one. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take a look at the Easter special one maybe in the future. Maybe I might cover this on this channel, but who really knows? I might cover that movie in in an episode Shaz and Praise in the near future, but who really knows? So, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and say this now. You could find this full episode or full movie of Fat Albert Halloween special on YouTube. There's like videos of it on YouTube you can go watch if you want to take a look at it. And I mean, like I said before, they did it with the Christmas special as well. I just thought if you want to check out the Halloween special, feel free to, look it up because it's pretty good though. And yeah, I have to say, I like how the costumes went out for all the characters. I love how everything of its own self went out. It's a really great, amazing special when I watched it. I'm considering and watching this for the second time. If I ever get the opportunity to, take a look at it, I might consider, having a shot at that. But, just to wrap things up, I really recommend you guys go check out this special if you haven't. You will not be disappointed, especially if you're fans of Fat Albert. So, yeah. Although Bill Cosby was in this, I do not support what he did, to women, no now. But I really have to say I like the cartoon that he did, Fat Albert, and, some other stuff that he did. But that's just it. Now, anyways, with that being the case, that being said, like I'm gonna say, feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are in the comments below regarding, well, this special. Do you like it? Do you not? And also, feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are on this special in the comments below, because I like to hear your opinions on it. And as always, I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.